Have you ever heard of a woman whose name shook kingdoms? A woman so brave that even warriors twice her size bowed before her? A woman who rode into battle not behind her soldiers, but in front of them. This is the story of Queen Amina of Zaria, a story of courage, wisdom, and power. Many years ago, in the heart of ancient Hausaland, there was a great kingdom called Zazzau, known today as Zaria in northern Nigeria. It was a land of busy markets, strong warriors, tall walls, and proud people. In this kingdom lived a royal family famous for ruling with fairness and strength. One warm evening, when the moon shone like silver in the sky, a baby girl was born to Queen Bakwa Turunku, the ruler of Zazzau. Her name was Amina. Amina did not grow up like most princesses. While other girls learned to cook, weave cloth, and sing soft songs, Amina preferred something different. She loved the sound of metal hitting metal, the feel of horses beneath her, and the sight of warriors practicing their skills in the training fields. From the moment she learned to walk, she followed soldiers around, asking questions, touching their spears, and copying their movements. Some people thought she was strange, others thought she was gifted. But her mother, Queen Bakwa, saw something deeper, the heart of a leader. By the age of 7, Amina could ride a horse faster than boys older than her. By the age of 10, she could wield a spear with surprising strength. By 12, she began training with the best warriors in the kingdom. People whispered, "This child, she is not ordinary." They were right. Grandfather's favorite. Amina's grandfather, King Nohir, loved her more than anyone else. He saw her spirit, her boldness, and her hunger to understand the ways of leadership. He often called her to sit beside him during council meetings. While other children played, Amina listened to discussions about trade routes, land disputes, and military strategy. She learned how leaders thought, how decisions shaped kingdoms, and how power worked. One day, her grandfather called her close and said, "Amina, greatness follows you like a shadow. Never hide from it." She never forgot those words. When King Nohir died, he left her something valuable, a set of fine leather armor decorated with tiny brass pieces. It was too big for her at that time, but she treasured it. She kept it beside her sleeping mat every night. It reminded her of who she was becoming. When Amina became a young woman, she was already respected. The warriors admired her skill. The people admired her confidence. Even visiting traders spoke of her beauty and strength. Her mother, Queen Bakwa, ruled the land peacefully. Zazzau was known for its trade in kola nuts, leather, cloth, and horses. Caravans came from far places, Kano, Katsina, Bornu, and even lands beyond the desert. But trouble was brewing. Neighboring kingdoms wanted more power and more control over trade routes. Bandits began raiding caravans. Small conflicts grew into bigger ones. Warriors were needed. Not only brave ones, but intelligent ones. Everyone already knew who the kingdom should call. When Amina was around 16, her mother appointed her Magajia, meaning the leader of the female warriors. But Amina did not stay with just the women. She trained with the men, led them into practice, and soon earned a higher position. She became Sarauniya Makama, the commander of the cavalry, the most feared and respected part of the army. She rode the kingdom's fastest horses, her red veil flying behind her like a flame. Whenever Amina entered the training field, the soldiers stood straighter and lifted their spears higher. She inspired them. She challenged them. She fought beside them as if she were one of them. Many times, Amina led small battles against raiders who tried to steal from Zazzau. Each victory added to her fame. People began to tell stories of her skill. She fights like thunder. She rides like the wind. She has the heart of 10 warriors. By the time Queen Bakwa died, Amina was already a legend. After their mother's death, Amina's brother Karamu became king. He trusted Amina more than anyone else, so he kept her as the commander of the army. Under Karamu's rule, Amina continued to lead warriors into battle, growing stronger in skill and wisdom. She learned how to negotiate. She learned when to fight and when to hold back. She learned how to take land without destroying it. Her reputation spread across the region. Kings from other lands spoke her name with respect and sometimes with fear. But even with all her victories, Amina remained loyal to her brother, serving him faithfully until his death. When Karamu died, the chiefs and elders gathered to choose a new ruler. They did not argue or debate for long. The people wanted someone strong, brave, and wise. They wanted Amina, and so she became Queen Amina of Zazzau, the first woman to rule the kingdom. The day she was crowned, drums echoed across the land. People danced in the streets. Warriors raised their swords. The elders blessed her. But Amina did not sit quietly on the throne. She had plans, big plans. She wanted Zazzau to be the greatest kingdom in all of Hausaland, the warrior queen's campaigns. A few months after becoming queen, Amina gathered her army. She stood before thousands of soldiers, her armor shining, her horse stamping the ground. She raised her spear and declared, "Zazzau will rise. We will expand our land. We will control the trade routes. We will become powerful." The soldiers cheered. The journey began. Amina's first war was against a neighboring kingdom that had refused to pay tribute. She defeated them quickly, not out of cruelty, but to send a message. Zazzau had a new ruler, and she was not to be tested. The second campaign. Next, she marched deeper into northern lands, capturing important trade routes. She did not destroy the towns she conquered. Instead, she made agreements. She strengthened markets. She encouraged peace after demonstrating her power. The third campaign. Amina's army grew larger and stronger. Some warriors joined her willingly. Others respected her because she had given them no choice. She traveled with 10,000 foot soldiers and 1,000 cavalrymen, one of the largest armies in the region at that time. Kingdom after kingdom accepted her authority. Her influence stretched across Kano, Katsina, Bauchi, Nupe, and parts of the Middle Belt. People said, she conquered more land than any ruler before her. They were right. As Amina conquered new territories, she built something extraordinary: tall defensive walls around important towns. These walls, later called Ganuwar Amina or Amina Walls, were made of mud, stones, and earth. Some of these walls still stand today. They were not just for defense, they were also a symbol of unity. Wherever Amina built a wall, she left a part of her legacy. The walls acted like borders, showing which lands were under her protection. Travelers knew that once they crossed an Amina wall, they were in a place ruled by a powerful queen who protected her people fiercely, a woman of strength and intelligence. Queen Amina ruled for 34 years, and during that time she proved that leadership was not about gender, but about skill, courage, and wisdom. She strengthened trade by opening safe routes for caravans. Zazzau became famous for its markets. Gold, salt, horses, leather, and cloth passed through the kingdom every day. She introduced new forms of military training. She encouraged the use of iron weapons. She taught her warriors new strategies she learned from traveling across different lands. Amina was not only a fighter, she was a thinker. As her influence spread, songs were composed in her honor. Children sang them in the streets. Drummers used her name in their rhythms. Griots, the storytellers of the region, carried her story far and wide. Whenever her army approached a town, the people often surrendered without a fight, knowing that Amina preferred peace after showing strength. Kings sent her gifts, horses, gold, fine cloth, hoping to stay on her good side. She accepted their gifts but remained focused on her mission. Many stories say that Amina never married. Some say it was because she wanted to remain independent. Others believe she felt No man could match her strength or ambition. Whether true or not, what people remember most is that Amina belonged to her kingdom. Her life was dedicated to her people, her warriors, and her vision of a united and powerful Zazzau. Queen Amina continued leading battles into her later years. She refused to rule from behind palace walls. She was always with her soldiers, riding into danger with the same bravery she had as a child. On one of her final campaigns, she led her army into a distant region in the Middle Belt. There, she faced a strong opponent. History is unclear about exactly what happened, but many stories say she died during this campaign. Her soldiers carried her body back towards Zazzau, honoring her as a hero. Her death shook the entire region. People cried, warriors beat their chests. Elders spoke of her greatness. Amina was gone, but her legend had just begun. Even today, hundreds of years later, Queen Amina of Zaria is remembered as the first female ruler of Zazzau, a fearless warrior, a brilliant military strategist, a leader who expanded her kingdom beyond imagination, a woman who proved that strength is not limited by gender. Statues of her stand in Nigeria. Schools and institutions are named after her. Her story is told in books, movies, and cultural festivals. Some of the Amina Walls can still be seen today, silent reminders of her power. Most importantly, she remains a symbol of courage, leadership, and the unstoppable power of a determined woman. Her name lives on. Queen Amina, a warrior, a ruler, a legend.